And I think we should be live. Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here, and haven't done a live stream in a while, so looking at the charts, seen Bitcoin powering ahead today and said I'd jump on for a quick 10-15 minute live stream. We'll see how it goes. Just double checking here in my ear that we are live. Let me know if you guys can hear me, and we will kick it all off then. So I think we should be live. Yep, we are. Let's turn that down. Okay, so today when we look at, pause that. Now, when we look at the market today, we see Bitcoin has flew past the $8,000 mark, which is great to see. If we go in, and you can see here as well, this green line coming down here, the trend line, was the downtrend that we had been in since January. When we take it right back here, we can see coming from here, we had been stuck in this downtrend. We have well and truly powered out of that now and flew past the $8,000 mark. So you can see, looking back at the previous few days, we are seeing some really good days for Bitcoin, which is very positive. The sentiment, as I said in the video yesterday, the positive sentiment around Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies in general at the minute is really good, especially with the ETF coming up. We have this article that a lot of people are talking about this morning. I wouldn't read too much into it, but where is it? It's posted here on Zero Hedge. It was originally posted on the ICO Journal, and they said they have two sources close to the SEC and one former employee who says that he would expect a positive outcome in September, or if it gets strung out a little further, it's simply to dot the I's and cross the T's. And the bigger picture is regulation on the crypto markets and ICOs in particular, which I do agree with. I do think ICOs need some sort of regulation in there because they really are putting a bad spin on cryptocurrencies. The more scams that come out there, it's too easy for people to come out there and scam unsuspecting people at the minute. So when we break down the chart into the hour chart here, we can see we are on a bit of a pullback now after going up to $8,357 about 2 hours ago, and we are on a bit of a pullback now, which would be some people taking profits after such a large jump today. But in reality, we have the two minor levels to push through, and then it is on to 10k to see can we push above that. Now when we look at the market cap, we'll just refresh here. I can see we're back down under 300,000. When I started setting up the live stream, we had just crossed the 300,000 or 300 billion market cap. So when we look at how things are performing, we can see Bitcoin is the one that is flying up at the minute. When we look down at the altcoins, they are not following as usual. Now, I see people talking about this, and I watch a lot of different things, YouTube, read articles, everything like that, and people saying that altcoins always correlate to Bitcoin. They do to a certain degree, but not when we get into such bull runs. And we will look at that when we start talking about market dominance now for Bitcoin. When you get into the extreme runs, the altcoins do not keep up with Bitcoin. They may keep similar in terms of the USD price, but in terms of Bitcoin price, they really fall behind. And we do see people starting to pile back into Bitcoin because that is the one we're going to see move first. So when we look at USD, you can see in general, we're not doing too bad. But when you start looking against Bitcoin, which I always tell people who have been in the market for a while, follow your altcoin versus Bitcoin, because a lot of people, I would say the big majority of people, have used Bitcoin to buy them altcoins. So are you better off keeping your funds in Bitcoin or diversifying into altcoins? So when we start to look at that, we see a different story altogether. We see pretty much all altcoins are down. There will be a few. Bitcoin Private is up, Mitrail, MadeSafe, and a few others, but not many are up against Bitcoin. When you look at what's down, we have a lot more coins that are down against Bitcoin. And really, a lot of people are starting to get more confidence in Bitcoin. We go over to the Bitcoin dominance here. So this Bitcoin dominance means how much of the market cap is in Bitcoin rather than in altcoins. So we'll bring this back down to a year. This is the chart here. Up on top here is showing Bitcoin, and then the other lines here are some of the more popular altcoins, and then it goes down into others, which is the last one. So if we look back here in December, we were up at around 63% dominance for Bitcoin. This is when the markets really began or were really up at the height of where they were going. And then after Bitcoin had made its huge bull run, then people started to look to altcoins, and they were expecting the altcoins to make the big run next. So we see between, where are we, the 9th of December, that's the 7th of December, and the 4th of January, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance halved. It came down to 32%. People were waiting for the altcoin bull run. To a certain degree, they got it with some coins. Others, they didn't. When it all started going bad, people started to come back into Bitcoin, and they started to come back into Bitcoin for, I suppose, safety, because previously, any runs that have happened, it has been Bitcoin making the first moves and then followed up by the altcoins. So again, when we were coming into consensus and around May time, people were expecting big things. We went back into altcoins to a certain degree, but then coming at the minute, when we look up here, right now it's 47% for Bitcoin. I would say we will go definitely over 50%. I don't know if we'll go up to the 60% that we did hit before. We'll see what happens. But what people are looking at is that the ETF is talking about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to be the first currency that goes into any ETF. If the ETF decision is positive and they're approved, the money is going to flow into Bitcoin first. So I've even been looking at my own portfolio, and over the last, I suppose, 2-3 weeks, my altcoin portfolio is really bleeding. The biggest majority of my portfolio is still in Bitcoin, always has been, but I do have a decent bit of funds in altcoins, which is bleeding at the minute. A lot of them I do think are good long-term coins, but there are some in there that I don't realistically know if they will be around long-term. In saying that, I don't think a lot of the altcoins we see now, even some of them in the top, a lot of the ones in the top 100, I would say, will not be around in 1 year, 2 years. I think we will really see a lot of coins fade away over the next year. And the ones that really bring value to the market, really bring change to a specific industry or to the financial markets in general, they're the ones that will come to the forefront. So if you are holding coins that are way down in the market cap, and realistically you don't see them doing something significantly different or better than their competitors, then it could be time to consider your portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor, sharing my opinions here. You guys can do whatever you want, but it is a time to look at them. I've been looking at some of my coins. I'm kind of waiting for a bit of an altcoin burst. I don't know if we're going to get that this side of an ETF decision. They will keep going along bit by bit. There are some good news coming for different coins, but in general, I don't see huge moves for altcoins. We may see 1 or 2 nice green days here and there, but in general, it is Bitcoin that I would expect the bigger push from. When you see stuff like this here, you see the bit of a pullback. Some people will be putting money into altcoins. They might be pumping certain altcoins, but in general, a lot of this money will come back into Bitcoin as we push up towards the ETF decision. So I see Martin, yeah, everyone has a source. How reliable the sources are, we don't really know. So if it's not approved, what do we think will happen? Will we come back down and test the new lows, maybe back towards 5k? Yeah, we definitely will see some pullbacks if the ETF is not approved. I don't know either way. Obviously, I would love for it to be approved. There is lots of positive sentiment, lots of reasons for it to be approved, some of which we talked about in the video yesterday. I'll put that link below. But if it's not approved, then yeah, we're going to come back down. You will see a big dump when that happens. You will see, some people say that, well, a lot of people say that you should trade the rumors and sell the news. Is this going to be a case of it? Maybe it is. We'll just have to wait and see. But definitely, if it's not approved, we will see pullbacks. How severe they will be, I don't know just yet. Depending on what the comments are from the SEC, their reasoning for rejecting it. If they reject it on some more minor reasons, then it shouldn't be catastrophic for the market. If they come out and say that they will never approve one, then that would really not be a good thing. But I feel that they will have to approve one, whether it's this one or whether it's one later in the year or even into next year. They will have to approve one. So if you're holding long term, then it would be nice to have this one, but we can always wait and see what happens with the next one. So that's really it on the ETF, the market dominance. So that's my thoughts on it. We're going to see the dominance going even further ahead. I think definitely over 50. See where it goes on that. The market cap, let's see. If we come back to the 7-day market cap, you can see last week we were at 269 billion. And then today, just before this video, we had crossed the 300 billion, and now we're having a slight bit of a pullback, as we can see on the charts. Adam hopes for a 5k. Yeah, I don't want to tempt fate and say that I want it to come down to buy more. Yeah, obviously we'd all like to buy more at cheaper rates, but if the ETF is approved, then I think people will look at 8k as a complete bargain, because what has the potential to come into the market, the risk to reward ratio right now is huge. Like, the rewards that can be got for taking this risk at the minute are absolutely huge. When you think of the amount of money that could flow in, I don't think it's gonna flow in on day one like a lot of people expect. It will come in over months and even over the next year, but 20, 30, 40, 50k should be very, very realistic goals if an ETF is approved. People say, well, the futures, they had a real positive impact on the markets and then it slumped down. Why was that? Well, futures are designed to allow people to short the market, which is saying that they expect the market to drop. So they are incentivized for the market to drop. Whereas that's the futures. Whereas with an ETF, that is where people are actually buying into Bitcoin. So they want Bitcoin to go up. So it is completely in their interest for Bitcoin to go up. And when you get the big players in that are putting their money in, expecting it to go up, generally these kind of people do make money. So that's my thoughts on it. It was only a short video. I don't think many people have really got on, but let me know in the comments down below what you think, what your opinions are on it. I do think we should go back up over the 300 billion mark. Hopefully by the end of today we can close out over 300 billion and hold strong above $8,000, and then by the end of the week potentially push towards 10k. You never know. That is the next strong level that we have to push through. When we get to 10k, I would say there will be a lot of people holding up around that 10k as their stop loss for their shorts. So we may come up and test it in the beginning. It will get pushed down a bit, I would say, and then look to power up through that 10k. Then once we break through the 10k, I expect things to move a lot quicker, because people won't be as quick to short once they see the growth and all of that positive movement there. Adam says it's been a frustrating year. Yeah, definitely has been a frustrating year, and in some regards it has done a good clear out on the markets and the get rich quick mentality. In other ways, it has done a lot of damage in the negativity that it has brought in, but it has got rid of a lot of people who've come in thinking that they were going to be rich by next week by getting that one magic ICO or getting onto Bitcoin just before it goes to the moon. I don't see as many when moon and when Lambo quotes anymore, which is good for the long-term stability, but we can always hope for the moon and Lambos anyway. That's really it, guys. Give the video a like, a share, whatever down below if you got any value. Let me know in the comments your opinions, and I will talk to you soon on a lot more live streams coming up rather than the pre-recorded video. So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon.